One half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Cash Wheeler, has been arrested for aggravated assault in the third degree with a firearm. A very serious situation developing in All Elite Wrestling, in the life of Daniel, real name Daniel Wheeler, aka Cash Wheeler, as he was arrested for an incident that took place in late July where he flashed a handgun. That is a quote here from the incident. He, quote, flashed a handgun at the alleged victim. I am going to talk about it. We have video of Cash Wheeler's arraignment as well that I'm going to play.
Wheeler, Daniel Wheeler. He turned himself in late last night on a warrant by the Orlando Police Department. The charge was aggravated assault with a firearm. It's a third-degree felony. We are requesting that the court set bond in the amount of $2,500 with no contact with the alleged victims in the affidavit and no possession of weapons. My client is 36 years old. He's a U.S. citizen, has no prior record to my knowledge. He owns a home in Maitland, and so those are the reasons.
So Cash Wheeler, a real name, again, Daniel Wheeler, arrested or arraigned, I should say, earlier today on these charges. And this all stems from an incident that happened on July 27th where, to our knowledge, to my knowledge, this seemed to be a road rage type incident where it ended in Wheeler flashing a handgun at the alleged victim, and a warrant was actually issued for his arrest on July 28th. So this has been bubbling for some while now. A warrant was issued on July 28th, the day after the alleged incident took place. He pleaded not guilty to the single count in the third-degree felony charge, though through his lawyer on August 3rd. And today he was arraigned, and AEW has chimed in. I'm sorry, I'm getting all this in real time. AEW has chimed in on the situation, and they have said, quote, AEW has been made aware of the charge, and we are closely monitoring the situation. Wheeler is fully cooperating with local authorities. So, again, this is happening down in Florida. I am not going to speak on the alleged charges right now, because we know so little information at this point that I don't feel comfortable speaking on what's going on or how this all happened. What I can say and I can speak to is the wrestling standpoint of this, and that is that Cash Wheeler, Daniel Wheeler, the FTR, AEW, everybody involved in this, they are less than 2 weeks away from the biggest wrestling event in their company's history. They are less than a week, actually, or just about a week away, I should say, from the largest attended wrestling event, paid wrestling event, ticketed wrestling event of all time. And for this to happen to one of your marquee matches, or to one of your marquee stars going into it, it is not a good thing for the event, because we don't know what his status is. There have been issues with wrestlers being unable to travel overseas because of arrests and because of these things that have been ongoing, these legal troubles that they've been in. The Usos are a prime example of this. For the longest time, they were not allowed to travel overseas. They weren't even allowed to go to Canada for wrestling events until very recently because of the different legal situations that they've been in. So we are about a week away from the biggest wrestling event of all time. And again, FTR versus Young Bucks. This is a main event for this show. This is one of the key matches for this event. For a lot of people, this is the match that they're looking forward to the most, because this is the rubber match. It's all hands on deck. This is going to be the final battle, the final encounter, or the final match to decide who is the best tag team in the world, and now it's in jeopardy. And the one thing I will say is this seems to have been known, at least by Wheeler, for multiple weeks. I assume that AEW knows. I assume that they have known, And knowing that, I guess that they wouldn't, they wouldn't say anything, or they wouldn't promote this event. They wouldn't promote this match in the way that they have been unless they knew for a fact that Cash Wheeler was going to be able to travel. However, the reality is we know none of this for a fact right now. All we know is he was arraigned today for and been charged with aggravated assault with a firearm, one charge of that, due to a road rage incident that took place in late July. And again, this speaks to a larger issue of just this speaks to a larger issue, I think, within the wrestling community, which we can cover at a different point. Again, we don't know much at all about the details of how all of this went down, and I don't feel comfortable talking publicly about this until we know more. But this isn't good. That much I can say. This isn't good. It's not a good look for sure for Wheeler, obviously, his family, and everything that's going to happen over the next little while as they figure this out and as the process plays itself out. But for AEW as a company, it just seems like we've been hearing rumblings about backstage problems. We've been hearing rumblings about CM Punk kicking people out. We've been hearing rumblings about all this stuff that's happening and been boiling backstage, and the tension in the locker room. To me, I thought it couldn't get any worse, and this is bad. This is a bad look, and I don't know what his future is. I don't know what could there be a suspension? Could he be suspended from television? Could he be suspended from wrestling? That's on the table here, and it should be, because remember when Jeff Hardy, granted a completely different situation. I want to be clear about that. A very different situation. When Jeff Hardy was arrested and when he was charged, they suspended him. So I don't know what you do here if you're Tony Khan and you're AEW. I don't know. Obviously, it's not my decision to make, but it can't be an easy one. And this is tough all around. I want to hear what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Remain respectful, please, in the comment section. This is this is a developing issue, sensitive issue. I don't want to start putting information out there that we don't know. So let's be respectful in the comment section. What do you think this does to All In just about a week's time? Be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.